back. It's me. It's Kat Bine, host of Cat Calls. Thank you so much for joining me here today at Paxaha's channel. I do this show every Thursday on my channel, twitch.tv/CatBine, but I could not be more excited to be here for the third ever installment of the Thursday Paxa Chat series. Thank you so much to Paxaha for bringing me. I hope I'm saying that right, because if I'm not, I'll learn and I'll do better next time. Of course, as excited as I am to be here with you all today, I'm even more excited to have brought a fellow Miamian along with me. His name is, everybody give it up for, Danny Daze! Woo! Danny Daze! I know. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. Calm down. Yeah, I know. We're all very stoked. I have grown up in the Miami party scene, and as such, Danny is really a ubiquitous and beloved character. You know, he has taken the Miami sound and the Miami club spirit with him all around the world, from places like Detroit to Berlin and beyond. I really got to know him on a personal level in 2017 when I wrote a feature story about him for the Miami New Times. His personal story is totally crazy. He got started DJing when he was 13 years old. His mom used to have to drive him and his turntables to parties. He was also a semi-pro child tennis player and used to cut Pitbull's hair. Yes, Mr. 305, Mr. Worldwide Pitbull. But that's a total aside. That was all when he was 13. So, like, I was doing nothing when I was 13. Today, he's known for his boundless energy behind the decks and his paramount skills as a turntablist. He also releases heady, funky, freaky, fucked up analog techno productions. He has his own label called Omnidisc, but his latest release, Protocol 305, it's a 4-track EP out now on Schematic, which is another legendary Miami label. If you guys don't know about Schematic, you need to get on it. And to start the show off, we're going to play his song Gangsta from that. That's Gangsta without a G at the middle. Gangsta. He didn't have a visualizer for this one, so I actually spliced it up with footage from that Boiler Room set that we were just watching before the intro. So, without further ado, this is the part of Cat Calls when you get weird, get wild, have a dance party in your living room, in your office, in the grocery store, wherever you might be. And when we come back, we'll have Danny Daze live in the chat. You guys can ask questions. You're part of the conversation. This is an interactive show. Everybody, if you believe in leprechauns, say yeah. Watch the video. All right. Yes. Are you ready? That was wild. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Everybody say, Danny Daze! Danny Daze! Oh, shit.
I am here.
Oh, you're here. You made it. Thank you. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I love your background. Where are you? Tell us all about this. Is this what Miami looks like?
No, I'm in the beach right now as we speak.
Reporting live.
On the beach. Yeah, one of my boys is behind me. I don't know if you can see him. Yeah, he's just chilling though. He's hanging out. He'll come up and he'll talk to us later.
Hell yeah. So I don't know if maybe he needs a mask or if that's all the coverage we're gonna get. But
that's all the coverage you're gonna get. Yeah, that mask goes everywhere. Yeah, it's more than enough.
It's really just a censor bar. All right, we were just watching or listening to Gangsta from your latest Protocol 305 EP. That was a song that you chose in particular. Why that song out of the 4 on that EP? What does that song mean to you?
I actually made that record for me to dance to at home during quarantine.
Oh, hell yeah.
I like dancing to extremely robotic, mechanical music. So, yeah, I felt like making a song that I could pop and lock to and just something more mechanical sounding. And I thought it fit perfectly with, like, the Schematic label. Just because, like, Schematic is they're into experimenting and stuff like that. So I thought it fit perfect.
Yeah, I know. Schematic is a legendary label. Was that your first release with them?
Yes. Yeah, that's the first release I've ever done with them. And for me, it's a huge honor. I mean, Schematic for me is it's one of the reasons I got into music. It's one of the it's how I filter a lot of my friends. Like,
yeah, really.
if you're into this sound, then we're immediately friends. I don't care anything else. If you're into this sound, we're cool.
That's awesome. So if you meet someone and you start playing some wild IDM shit and they're wondering what's going on, it's a test.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've met people overseas that are into both like Schematic and Merc, and we immediately become friends. Like Merc, M3RCK is like another label from like based out of Miami that was a huge influence on me.
Yeah.
So, for me, it's a pretty big deal if they know what's up with this music, because it's like this Miami-driven stuff that like not many people know. So, yeah, it's a big deal for me.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite Schematic releases, just in case anyone watching today is not familiar with the legendary label?
Let's start with like Miami artists. I would say Autobahn Shidok is one of the people
Yes.
that, like Autobahn. There's three, I would say: Autobahn Shidok, Dino Philippe, and the founders, Phoenicia. So
Yeah.
if you look at Phoenicia, Dino Philippe, and Autobahn Shidok, those people 20 years ago, or like in 1999, 2000 is when I started going out to those parties that they were throwing. I was like, dude, I need to be part of this world.
Yeah.
Insanely underground way of thinking. It's a completely different way of thinking. So for me, look into those artists if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, like specifically if you get into like the Phoenicia stuff, maybe look at like the Odd Jobs release, which is really cool for like dance people that want dance music.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. So many follow-ups there, but let's kind of go back to the beginning. You you disappeared into a Borat there for a second.
Okay.
You got started as a DJ when you were 13. You were, as I remember it, making a bunch of money, giving fades to people like Pitbull at your house, presumably.
Yes,
and you wanted to spend some of that money on turntables. / I think your mom helped you buy them. Is that true?
So my mom actually bought me my first set of CDJs, which I still have here in the studio. They don't even work. They're not even CDJs. They're actually dual CD players, which you just pop the CDs and you can take them to weddings and bat mitzvahs and stuff like that.
Is that what you were doing? Did you cut your teeth on weddings and Miami bat mitzvahs?
Yes. And high school proms. So I was like 13 DJing for 18-year-olds. I was like, dude, I was badass. I felt like I was in heaven.
Oh my God. Did any of the girls ever come and be like, who's this like Jit with the good tunes?
For sure. Yes, for sure. That happened. And I was afraid of women. I'm still afraid of women. But I was afraid of women back then really bad. So I had no clue how to deal with these 18-year-old girls when I was 13. That's how I cut my teeth, basically, was doing that. And bat mitzvahs and doing house parties where I would just take a big box that was, my equipment and then 2 speakers.
Wow.
So those days is how I learned how to DJ, how to read the crowd, how to have a wide spectrum of taste and know how to bring people in and out of the dance floor. For me, it was definitely school.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I feel like Miami's crowd, even if you're playing to weddings or proms or bat mitzvahs, like, it's a pretty, they know what they like. They're into some cool shit. Like,
for sure.
They're going to tell you if they don't like it.
Yeah. Back in the day, especially when we were a little bit driven by, lack of being pushed on what you should like. People had their own taste.
Yeah.
People had their own taste. So I definitely learned a lot playing bat mitzvahs and proms and weddings. It was a very good way to learn how to DJ and, like I said, how to read a crowd.
Yeah, I think that a lot of kids these days, or people of any age who get into DJing, immediately consider themselves or imagine themselves playing some main stage of a festival like Movement or Ultra, but really they should just dig deep into those community things.
Yeah, DJing for 7-year-olds at Chuck E. Cheese. I've done that before. Yeah. If you want to learn how to DJ, do that. For me, honestly, I would never. What's the word I'm looking for? I'll never go back and switch anything, because it's made me what I believe, and I think what people think about me is that I'm quite versatile and I can throw me in anything, and I'll be able to try and rock it at least. And it's because of that. And I think it's a huge mistake now that the younger generation thinks they're going to go from point A to point Z in a matter of a year. It does happen, and you can tell that there's no experience there. you can't just throw them on another, proper after party or something like that and have faith in them that they're going to rock it instead of just going for straight bangers.
Yeah.
That's the difference between DJing now and being an artist now and, starting off 20 years ago. So it's a little weird. I don't want to feel like an old man, but old man mentality.
I mean, you've got decades of experience on most DJs your own age, so it's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I do have to say and take this moment to thank you for that versatility, though. I particularly was enjoying myself this year on Friendship when you and Boys Noise were going back to back till like 5 a.m. outside that tiki lounge, playing everything from Marilyn Manson, to like, I think we're alone now, maybe like New Order. It was great.
Yeah, we went from Beastie Boys to Marilyn Manson to Ox 88. To just going absolutely everywhere to like DJ Godfather.
Hey, Godfather in the house.
That's my boy, man. What's up, B? I like that guy a lot. I've known that dude for a while.
Yeah.
Where was I going with this? Yeah, I really enjoy doing those kind of like off the wall things because I'm so stuck in this world of like, let's see how cool you are. Let's see the underground music. I'm like,
right.
Let's do the complete opposite. I'll play Rick Astley right now.
Yes.
I'm very, very, very into doing that. I don't know if you can hear the people cutting the grass outside. Can you?
I can't personally. If anyone can on the stream, I'd be surprised. But shout out the guys cutting the lawn right now. Everybody's working in quarantine, trying to make that money. Me too.
I'm about to start doing that. Yeah.
What do you mean? You're about to start doing that? Like, are you gonna start doing sets
and
stuff? To
start cutting grass.
Oh yeah.
Collecting metal. Like I haven't made money in 8 months or 7 months.
It's
quite an odd time, but I've learned a lot though. I've learned a lot these last 7 or 8 months.
Yeah.
About myself, about what it is that I want for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. The last time I saw you was actually, of all places, Gronk Beach, weekend of the Super Bowl in Miami.
Oh that was twisted. I was on another planet. That was day 3.
I know. I think you had just finished playing Space back-to-back Carnage, of all people, for like 13 hours or something insane.
I went back-to-back with Carnage and Diplo. Yeah.
What was that experience like? I mean, Movement Festival fans know Diplo's played Movement, and I think when they booked him at first it was like this weird thing for everybody, but he knows his stuff too, like he really has records.
Straight up, I have so much respect for Diplo. That guy knows exactly what he's doing. He knows everything from Dynamics 2. The other day he was here in Miami, we hung out.
Oh, nice.
And he was showing me IF music. He was showing me like Space Invaders are smoking grass. I'm like, bro, you know about this? Like, he knows what's up. That dude knows what's up. So I love hanging out with people that are nowhere near in, the area of music that I'm in, because most of these people are the coolest like motherfuckers on the planet. They're just down to earth, cool ass people that they don't have a stick up their ass. Like, straight up, like a lot of people that I meet that are in the scene, it's like, yo, man, come on, dude. Let's go party. Let's go have fun. None of this cool shit.
Right. Yeah.
Not my vibe at all.
Trying to be seen with a glass in the green room, like talking to the right person kind of energy, like not my vibe either.
I'm the complete opposite of that. I'm gonna be hanging out with Skrillex that same party. You know what I mean?
Hell
That's
yeah.
my vibe.
Just trying to get weird. I've seen you be weird.
Yeah.
I've been weird myself. Well, let's talk about your relationship with Detroit. At what point in your DJ career did you move from DJing bat mitzvahs, proms as a pretty young thing, to DJing proper club parties and then finding your way to other communities such as Detroit?
Well, that ran in parallel. I was actually, I would DJ at 13 years old. I would play a bat mitzvah or a prom. That same night, I would pack my bags, and me and my boy, like Smoothie Derlobater, for example, he was one of the ones that used to help me carry all my equipment. Now he releases on my label.
That's awesome.
We would go from there to, with all the equipment in my mom's green Caravan, we would go to the Polish American Club out here.
I love that spot.
Yeah, I would go from DJing a prom, dressed up in like my tie and everything, going straight to a rave, and we would go and listen to Exact and guys like Up Rock and stuff like that that would throw parties out here.
Wow.
So
how are you getting into the party? I guess because you were DJing, like they had to let you in.
No, these were all age parties.
Oh, okay, sick.
At the same time, there were some that weren't, but we were dancers, and they kind of wanted some cool dancer pop break dancers and stuff in there. So I think they looked the other way when we were coming in. So
some Miami shit.
Yeah. I hope none of them are in jail right now. So that's basically how it happened. It ran in parallel. Like when I was 13, or not even, when I was 10 years old, I already knew about Nucleus and I already knew about Cybotron. So like Cybotron, obviously Juan Atkins, for me that was the catalyst to me knowing what electro was, between Cybotron and Africa Bambaataa and Egyptian Lover. That for me, we used to call it old school out here, but we were listening to that when we were 9, 10, 11 years old, like through the means of Power 96.
Yes, that's it. Power Hour.
Yeah. So it basically just went like one right into each other. Now, when it comes to the sound of like direct beat, Twilight 76, stuff like that for me probably happened around when I was 15 years old. And it just happened, I guess, by listening to some mixes and then all of a sudden hearing a DJ Godfather record. I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? I think there's one called Aliens in 808 or something like that.
Nice.
I think it might have come out on Twilight 76. So it just happened. I was like, holy, okay, I guess this is what I play now.
This is it. I found my raison d'etre. It's to do this.
Old school electro it is. And it's funny because a lot of people thought that I was a deep house guy because of the first record that I released after like this whole pop music thing that I was doing.
Yeah.
Like in 2005, 2006, people thought that I was a deep house DJ. And for me, deep house was not what I released. For me, deep house is like from Detroit, for example, is Rick Wade or Mike Huckabee, rest in peace. Like, but the Rick Wade stuff, for me, that's how I got into real deep house music. And it's just kind of funny for me that, that I'm here now.
Yeah.
Doing something completely different. Yeah.
I mean, I think as an artist, it's very exciting if you can have a career where you switch it up. You always get to try new things. Some people feel very boxed in by what they've become known for. And I think it's really great when you have that freedom to just do what you want. So congrats to you.
It's all in yourself. It's all in yourself. You have to not let the media box you in. And it happens to me so often. I get so many reviews on music that I make, or the reviewer thinks they know me. They have absolutely no idea what I've gone through in the last 21 years of DJing.
Yeah.
Yet these people that are doing the reviews, these people that are, they're giving you a grade on your release.
Right.
These same people have absolutely no idea what you're about. So you cannot let those people box you in. So my thing has always been going against the grain. And if you think I'm going to do something, I'm actually going to do the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Just to say, fuck you. You're cool.
You're cool. Fuck your fucking pizza.
Yeah, I love your fucking pizza. You're cool. Yeah. Exactly.
That's great. Don't ever stop doing that. Keep them on their toes.
Most people that know me kind of know that I'm against the grain like that, including my agents, my managers. Is like, dude, Danny will make a decision and then he's gonna completely flip it because somebody's expecting something else from him. And I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. Let's flip the script.
Themselves included.
Yeah. No, for every artist out there, and especially the young artists, don't let anybody tell you who you are or where you want to go. If right now you're making the worst EDM, no offense EDM, but if you know what I mean by bad EDM, and all of a sudden
I do.
You're going to become an experimental artist on Warp or Schematic, you can do it. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it because it's definitely possible.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Big words of inspiration. Go out there. Do it today. So what do you remember about your first trip to Detroit? When you arrived, were you like, was it a pilgrimage for you? Did you need to go check out record stores? Were you able to meet some of the DJs and producers or catch them live that you had been listening to for years? Like
the first time that I played in Detroit, the first time I went to Detroit, I think was for a tennis tournament, but that was way back in the day. Second time that I went, was to play in a casino. This is back when I was doing discotheque stuff, which was a project I had with 2 other members, and it was more of a mashup thing. So it was a completely different world, but at the same time, it was this like models and bottles world. But at the same time, we would drop Ox 88 and we would drop
nice
Godfather, and it's actually the first time that I met Godfather in person was like that. I believe he was playing with us.
Oh, nice.
Either with us or he got on and started scratching. Like I was like, dude, you can come up and start scratching with us. So it wasn't exactly like the world that I wanted to be in, but at the same time, I was able to go to go check out like the Underground Resistance Museum, or like where they have all their stuff up.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I was able to hang out with a few people. I'm like, holy crap, man! Like, I'm hanging out right now with Rick Wade, or I'm hanging out with with Tom from Ox 88. Damn, Keith Tucker. I was like, holy crap, man! Like, I've looked up to this dude forever. So, for me, the Detroit-Miami connection is a real thing.
Yeah.
Especially like now, I've become homies with people like Ectomorph, for example.
Yeah.
Like they're for me, they're massive influences, and I'm glad that Detroit is still on the map, and they should be at the forefront of absolutely everything.
Hell yeah. Well, this channel is here to provide a space for Detroit music to have a voice on the internet. Woohoo! Everybody thanks Paxahaw. What about movement in particular? You know, Paxahaw puts on Movement Festival each year, and I know you've played at least a couple times, definitely last year. What are you?
Did I play 2019?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like I said,
yes.
What is time anymore? Who the heck knows?
I have no idea.
Yeah. We've been in quarantine. Yeah. You've been on this beach with Borat for 5 years. I know this is
yeah. I got sand. I got sand all over my feet. It's hot, and I'm wearing a sweater.
I'm sweating, bro. You can see it on my face. It's hot where it's hot. But what are your fond memories of that festival? What does that festival mean for you?
I mean, it's to be honest, like every time I went out there, or every time I played out there, I always ended up in the what was it called, the Made in Detroit stage. I think it was called Made in Detroit. I was just end up there. It was so sick. Like, and that stage is really dope. I don't know if they're still doing it or if they do it every so often. I'm not sure, but I would just end up there, and it was so dope. The festival in general, it's one of those key festivals in the United States that it needs to happen, and it needs to continue to happen. So I'm glad that I'm able to, to play every so often. I like the fact that they don't regurgitate artists.
Right.
If you play one year, you're not going to play the next year. I'm really into that vibe because it just keeps things fresh.
Yeah.
And like I said, you're not regurgitating.
Like another festival we know.
Yes. Yeah. Shout outs to the homies out here.
Hell yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I really think it's very important to have festivals like that.
Yeah. Paxahaw shouting out Stargate Stage, formerly known as Made in Detroit Stage. So there you go. That's the one. Oh, the one with like the cool, yeah, I've made my way to that stage too.
The logo, it had like that Made in Detroit logo, which I thought that was just so dope, man. I love the camaraderie that Detroit has, where they just keep pushing themselves. And for me, that's kind of what I'm trying to do in Miami again.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like with a younger generation out here, with being able to go and release on a legacy label like Schematic. Like, I called Romulo. I'm like, dude, my album needs to come out. My first album ever needs to come out on your label for so-and-so reason. We need to keep pushing Miami the exact same way. That there's a camaraderie in the UK. There's a camaraderie between Amsterdam people, between the Dutch. It doesn't really exist in the US that much. And it was a very big thing. New York, Chicago, Detroit, Miami, even LA, all the old hard house guys out in LA. It's kind of fizzled out, and I think we need to do that as a community out here.
Yeah. Well, I loved on the Protocol 305 EP, you've got Nick Leone and Johnny from Space on there. Two Miami names that I was happy to see.
My boys, yeah. They're two extremely talented people. Nick is an absolute badass.
Absolutely, yeah.
Johnny he's working now on an EP for Omnidisc, so I'm
Yeah.
really excited about that, pushing more Miami artists through a Miami label.
Yeah. Talk to us about Omnidisc a little bit and the mission behind that, and who are some of the other young talents that you're trying to foster right now over there?
I guess the biggest thing for me with Omnidisc was just kind of giving whatever little platform that I had to some other people, and at the same time being able to showcase the sounds that I'm into, whether, you know, whatever it is, because a lot of people maybe saw me a certain way. So 2015, I restarted a label that I had called Omniam, and Omniam, I ended it in 2006, and it was an electro record label that released just like white labels, and it was, I was very young, so I would sell this vinyl out of my house.
Wow.
And I went with the same mentality. I hit up old cats that I used to release to now release again. And my goal now is to have this little platform that I have. It's not massive, but it's enough to get some people heard. And there's a lot of really good artists out here. Like this girl Cell 6 is really, really sick out here. Titter, Nick Leon, IMBT, like these.
Yeah.
There's so much good music coming out of here that it's absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's exciting, right?
I cannot wait. Yeah, I can't wait. They're all like 25 and under in age, so they're just babies, and it's so crazy that there's going to be an influx of Miami sound coming out very, very soon. So I'm a proud champion of that, and I'm not leading the way, but I'm definitely opening up whatever platform I have to be able to push these kids out, and we're just going to come out full force around the entire world. That's my goal. That's my pipe dream.
I love that energy. I can't wait for things to open up safely again so that the Miami sound can just shoot like a wave across the country and the world. Let's do that.
Yeah, it's happening. I see it happening. A lot of these kids now, they're getting plays from other artists around the world. Thankfully, the internet's able to do that.
That's true.
But they need to be heard live as well, because they're dope DJs, they're dope live acts, and they're doing it for the right reason. They're not just doing it for Instagram likes or for whatever the hell everybody else is doing it. They're doing it for the right reason, and that for me is so important. Really, really important.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the internet, I know that you did participate in a live stream for Club Space down in Miami, another legendary spot. If anyone's ever come for Miami Music Week, I'm sure they've ended up at Space at some point or another.
For 3 days.
Yeah. Until they fell asleep in a VIP booth. Like.
Yeah.
How has that been? I know you also participated in Rave The Vote as well. How have some of these live streams been? Have you done other live streams? Do you like doing them?
I gotta be honest with you. I'm not fully into the live stream stuff because it's become so oversaturated.
Yeah.
But if it's done for a proper reason, if there's an actual message behind it, like voting, and please, anybody listening, vote. If you're a Trump supporter, go vote for Trump. If you're a Biden supporter, go vote for Biden. But it's about getting accustomed to voting and being able to have your message be heard.
So important.
So please go vote. So stuff like that, I definitely put a lot of effort in pushing, and I'm all about it. But when it comes to these streams, I think a lot of people nowadays are like, okay, another stream. Dance music is made to dance.
Yeah.
So any way you put it, sure, you can dance with your friends in your house with 3 people, but there's nothing like dancing with 2,000 people on the same atmosphere, like listening to the same vibe, understanding exactly where that wave is, what frequency the entire floor is on. There's nothing like that. There's no drug that can handle that. So I cannot wait till we're back.
Yeah, me too. Fingers crossed soon.
Yeah.
Let's also talk about your debut album that you already mentioned. Let's go back to that. Coming out on Schematic. Hopefully, fingers crossed again, spring 2021, as I understand it.
Yes. Yeah. Spring, I would say. Spring. Yes, spring.
Yes,
I was
spring.
supposed to release it. It was supposed to come out this year, but just doesn't make sense. You know, I think a lot of things are getting glossed over because there's just so much other shit to worry about.
Yeah.
Sure, music is going to be there, but this for me is a very, very particular album with a message of just like, you know, being able to expand not just its music, but like a listening. So
that's cool.
A listening album where you can sit down. It's more of a concept behind it where I truly want people to sit down and just listen.
I love that.
I want 4 people to sit down in their couch, which is something I do here in my studio, and just have a full-on listening session. And that's what it's kind of made for.
That's awesome. So is it the kind of thing that flows almost like it's one piece, or
it's one track? It's basically one song.
Wow, that's amazing. Right,
it'll be one. It'll be 12 or 16 tracks.
Right.
It flows in a way where there's no cuts. You're not going to be like, oh, I like song 4.
Right.
You know, it's like it makes sense when you hear it all together from left to right.
That's so rad. Did you create it in such a way? Like, did you actually do some kind of crazy one take? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's still being created. So the way that I did it is I take it on like a DJ set, where I feel like a DJ set sort of has peaks and valleys, and all the transitions in the middle between 2 songs. You take elements from one song, elements from the upcoming song, and create another song that might be a transition for a minute and a half, and trying to take the listener on a journey like that. Obviously I've done dance music, and sure, track 1, track 2, track 3, 4, but yeah, I wanted to go at this a little bit different, and it's actually quite difficult. You know, like it's not an easy task at all. It's at least to the amount of perfection that I want, I'm glad I got a little bit more time, because I can really make this even crazier.
That's so exciting, though. I know you're kind of a gearhead. I don't know if you can show everyone your studio real quick.
Well, Borat, I don't know if Borat wants to leave.
Hey! He looks like he might be into it.
Okay, more, bada bing, bada boom. Okay, how do I do this? Turn sideways.
Drum roll.
Oh, there we
go. There it is. Look at that beautiful studio. And that is not all. I love the live plants.
I don't know what do I have going on. That's my patch bay. What do I going on over here?
Oh my god.
That's a really dope piece right there. The GRPA4. That's one of my bad boys. But yeah, I have the studio, like, there's plants everywhere and stuff. It's just for vibes, you know.
Yeah.
LEDs. I have LEDs up here as well.
For when the sun's down?
I've been in here for so long, it's insane. There's no windows, so
oh wow.
I have to step outside every single day for hours just to try and get some sunlight.
I was gonna say, like, when you're working with these analog synths, are those like, do you just get lost in a hypnotic state playing with stuff like that? Could you just be staring at one lost in the sauce for hours, or how does it work?
For me, that's the whole purpose, especially when you're working with modular stuff. I forget to record, which is one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest setbacks when it comes to, you know, being a gearhead, is that you get lost in the menu. So I'm a deep menu diver, and you just get lost and like, oh, let me see if I could modulate this, like send this LFO to modulate this, and you know, just get a little weird with it, and you forget to record. So
you got it. That's got to be step one.
Yeah, but then you end up recording 16 hours, and you're like, what the? You're not going to go back and listen to 16 hours worth of work.
That's so real.
It has to be done very strategic way of recording, and thankfully, like, these last 6 months have kind of given me a what's it called? Not a schedule, but a way of recording that I know exactly where everything is, and I don't get lost in the recordings or just in the machines in general.
Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. So are those there's so many pieces in there. I don't even know what to say. Like, did you use that on the album? I feel like you've got a museum in there.
A lot of it is, every machine that I have sits in a specific frequency spectrum. A lot of people will have, if they have a Moog Voyager, they'll also have something that sounds very close to the Moog.
Yeah.
I try. If I have an FM synthesizer, it's there for a specific reason. If I have a sequencer that does a certain type of thing, it's there for a very specific reason, rather than like spending time and money and space on stuff that shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of it has been used on the album, especially this guy right here. I don't know if you can see it, but this is my main machine.
Yeah.
Right now it's called the Andromeda, the Elysius Andromeda, and that thing is all over the album. I've learned that synth inside and out, and it's one of the most complicated synths out there. And thankfully, I know what I'm doing with it now. It's because of Corona. So thanks.
Wow. Yeah. You at least had enough time to sit in your dark, windowless studio and figure out how to use all these toys to the best effort.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's one of the positives.
That's cool. Well, I want to say that Microsound, give a shout out for 3 Points 2021, going to be the bomb. And I heard that you are working on a hybrid live set to play some of these new tunes, a special back-to-back maybe even. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, well, it's not even live. I mean, sorry, it's not even hybrid. It's a full live.
Oh, okay. Sick.
My first real full live set, and I decided to actually do it with Phoenicia.
Huge
Phoenicia
looks.
They're one of my they're my idols, and I thought like this would be the perfect time to be able to have things coincide where it's coming, like this album is coming out on Schematic, and it would be perfect to do it with the owners of Schematic. So I spoke with Romulo. He's all about it, and I think it's going to be pretty rad. Yeah, I think I've already prepared some stuff. Now it takes me on another direction when it comes to being an artist, because I was never a live act.
Yeah.
I knew how to play live, but I'm a DJ at heart. Like I love playing for 12, 16 hours. Like can't do that live.
Yeah.
So live, you have to compact it down to an hour and a half. So we're going to be, it's me and Phoenicia live.
That's amazing. Good luck. That's exciting. And as you said, it's just opening a new chapter for you, giving you an opportunity to switch it up again and surprise people.
Yeah. Who knows? I'll be doing reggaeton pretty soon. With the way that I make music, I'll be doing reggaeton. Me and J Balvin doing reggaeton.
I would not be upset about that, to be honest.
I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad.
Keeping it Miami all the way.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Before we get out of here, is there anything else that you are currently working on or cooking up or just considering or just thinking about that you would like to share with people, either from the Omnidisc label or what you've got going on?
Well, the next release on Omnidisc is a little bit of a shift in sound. It's by Dean Grenier. We just released Wata Igarashi.
Yeah.
And that is kind of showing where the label is going. I'm definitely taking more of an ethereal approach to the sound and sound palette of the label, where, we're not going for bangers. The next release by Dean Grenier is one of my favorites. It almost sounds like progressive trance mixed with something else, but at the same time, it has a jungle track, which I thought is absolutely incredible, because that track shifts in BPM from like I believe it's like 130 BPM or 140 BPM to a jungle track, and I just think it's really, really, really sick.
That's rad.
Yeah, so I mean, things are kind of at a standstill right now when it comes to the label and stuff like that, because of obviously everything that we're going through. So I'm hoping 2021 is a little bit something that I can cheers to,
Yeah.
Because 2020 has been freaking nuts.
It's been tough for everybody. But Microsound is dying a little. Excited to see your live set. Just want to make sure you get that message now that they know it's live.
Thanks.
And as we get out of here, we are going to listen to your track Mindfluck, another one that you wanted to choose. I believe it's from the Propaganda and Manipulation EP.
Yeah.
Which also came out supporting artists, I think, as part of a Technique Records initiative during coronavirus. Is that true?
Yeah, I gave half the profits to Technique Records and the people working at Technique. I think we all as a community need to help each other out, whether it's like doing little simple things like that, supporting each other, resharing each other's links of music that's coming out. Right now, we're in a point where things can actually. I think they're turning better now that like we're slowly getting back to normal.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever be normal, but we have to do whatever we can in order to kind of help each other out right now.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
It's take that plur mindset that everybody likes to talk about and actually live by those values a little bit, you
Shout
know?
outs to Frankie Bones for coming up with that too. Frankie Bones, I think,
Yes.
was the originator or coined it at least.
Shout out Frankie Bones. So,
Yeah.
any reason why you chose Mindfluck in particular? What should we know about this song going into it?
It's just a mindfluck. just listen to it and get wasted. No, just kidding. I actually took a pretty crazy approach into producing this, and I wanted to make an insanely low end track. So the track has a lot of low end, and it's like the first time I really go for this sort of techno that is just made for the club. Unfortunately, it came out in May during this pandemic, so I haven't even been able to hear it at a club or anything unless I played it. So hopefully I can hear it out there soon, but the waveform also looks very weird. If you're a DJ and you look at the actual waveform of the breakdown, the waveform pans from left to right in a way that I have absolutely no idea how I even did that. But I just thought that's kind of cool. It just sounds insane on the sound system.
That is cool. Man, I really hope that we get to hit the dance floor and hear all these jams in person as well.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining me here today. It was so awesome getting to catch up with you, and you dropped such great knowledge. You're a real pleasure to have.
Thank you. I really thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. Oh, please enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe, stay cool, drink some water, go outside.
Doing so. Alrighty.
Catch you later. Bye.